Although here in Marrakech, we're in a place which was really a place of inspiration, I mean, a city, a country of inspiration for Saint Laurent. From the moment he first traveled to Morocco in 1966, him and Pierre Berger just immediately bought a house and several houses afterwards, and he would come regularly to work twice, 2 weeks a year to design his collection. So it's a place where he was very inspired, and we decided we would focus on that aspect for the YSL permanent exhibition space. The duality of those two museums is sensible. I mean, when you're visiting both museums, they're not copy-paste of each other, really. In Paris, it's based in Paris. They're also telling the story of the Maison de Couture, the whole process of production. 7 years ago, we organized at the next door Jardin Majorel an exhibition dedicated to his work, entitled Morocco, YSL's Morocco, Le Maroc de Jacques Majorel. And this exhibition was so successful, not only with the general public of the Jardin Majorel. We are welcoming about 800,000 visitors a year, but also with all the Moroccans, the people living in Marrakech. And then started this idea of creating a museum dedicated to the son of the city somehow, because he belongs to Morocco, and all the Marrakech people, the people from Marrakech, knows they have this very strong connection with Saint Laurent. He said he discovered the color here in '66. And obviously you can see in the history of the collection, of his collection, that right after, from 67, 68, he has been introducing a lot of color in his work. So I think the main word, if I could use a word to connect Marrakech and Saint Laurent, is color. And this is what we've been trying to express in that museum, inside the exhibition, of course, but also with the architecture, which is definitively at the same time contemporary, but Moroccan as well, since we've been using a lot of local materials, and since the architect, Studio Carl Fournier and Olivier Marty, has a very strong knowledge of Morocco, as Saint Laurent had himself as well, after all the years he has been spending here in Morocco. Saint Laurent has been shown everywhere on the planet, so people that are interested in fashion are quite aware of what is Saint Laurent. So of course we own 5,000 models, so we can keep on showing many new things. I mean, they've been all catwalking, the models. So of course they're not new and Saint Laurent is dead, so there's no way to reinvent things. But we can really pick things, organize new exhibition, and propose new angles, to discover his work. But there is so much more to know. All the inspiration of folkloric or traditional costumes he has been combining together, what he has been borrowing from the men's wardrobe, transferring on a woman. Design, everything is combined, the inspiration of the traditional, from men to women, to make his own style. If our museum is a fashion museum, it's the first one in Africa, and I think it's quite interesting to mention that when we know, the importance of Africa within the history of fashion, not only because it was a place where many designers were inspired by what was produced here in Africa, but also the interest of Africa towards fashion these days. Not to mention the wax, the boubous, all the textile tradition, and it's quite interesting to have eventually a place dedicated to fashion here on that continent. So that's the first thing. The idea is also to be, and we talked about that earlier, to connect with Morocco, but not only Morocco, also Western Africa, South Africa, and our partners here, museum partners here in Marrakech, in Morocco, but everywhere in Africa. So I of course thought of what he would have thought of the whole project. And, since he started very early to keep all the models, the haute couture models, already from '64, all the prototypes that they were performing in the fashion shows, and from '82 he just was writing on the client notes that model he would just writing museum, which meant at the time already, although at the time it was only like a kind of virtual museum, he thought, I think already at the time, that he would eventually like to have a museum dedicated to his work. He had the idea of doing something that was important and that was deserving to be conserved and kept properly.